The other big news flow that we've been tracking is the Supreme Court has formed a marquee panel to review allegations against the Adani Group, and SEBI has ruled in light of the sharp slide in Adani Group stocks. Ashmit is with us to tell us the latest on that. Ashmit, over to you. Okay, we'll get to Ashmit in just a bit, but that's the latest on the Adani-Hindenburg case. Gautam Adani has tweeted, the Adani Group welcomes the order of the Honorable Supreme Court. It will bring finality in a time-bound manner and truth will prevail. That's the latest tweet that's come in from Gautam Adani. But let's get back to Ashmit with a lowdown on what has transpired so far. Ashmit, over to you.
An important judgment this coming in from the top court, the Supreme Court, giving much needed clarity on the regulatory path that needs to be followed from this point on. And towards that end, there are two key takeaways from these proceedings. The number one takeaway here is that the Supreme Court, just as it had said, will not accept recommendations from either the petitioner or the government, will go ahead, will make his own expert committee to study this matter, and towards that end has formed a 5-member committee that will be headed by a former retired Supreme Court Judge, Justice Sapre. This committee is a high-powered committee. It has luminaries there as a part of its composition. We have the likes of Kamath, Nandan Nilakeni, Somasekhar Sundaresan, OP Bhat, Justice Devdhar that will be a part of this committee. Now, the mandate is twofold. Number one, to study some of these questions and issues that have arisen with respect to Adani Group of companies. That's part one. The other is to study the current framework, the existing framework with respect to investor protection and recommendations, if any, required to strengthen the investor protection framework. Investor protection because Supreme Court a number of times has expressed concerns on whether or not the existing framework is sufficient to account for the volatility that was seen in Adani stocks and the subsequent investor wealth erosion. But that's only the first takeaway. The second takeaway is equally relevant. This is a very explicit direction that is coming from the Apex Court to the market regulator SEBI, where the Supreme Court has identified 4 key issues. Number one, market manipulation, Securities Act violation, minimum public shareholding norms, and related party transactions. SEBI has been served with this 4-point mandate to verify whether or not there have been any violations, whether or not there is any merit in the concerns they raised in this Hindenburg report, and whether or not there is scope for any regulatory action. That is a report that SEBI will have to submit within 2 months' time. That report will have to be submitted towards the expert panel, and then subsequently the expert panel will make its recommendation. So a time-bound exercise is what the Apex Court is expecting the onus now on SEBI as well as this expert panel to go ahead and to take these proceedings forward. Back to you.
All right, Ashmit, thanks a lot for that. And as Sonia pointed out, on the back of that, we did have Gautam Adani tweeting as well. He said that the Adani Group welcomes the order of the Honorable Supreme Court. It will bring finality in a time-bound manner and truth will prevail. Let's also now listen into one of the petitioners, Advocate Vishal Tiwari, on what he had to say on the order.
See, today Supreme Court has pronounced the order and it has constituted a committee to inquire into the Hindenburg report and also to suggest the measures so that in future the regulatory mechanism shall be made more stronger so that the money of the investors could be saved, and it will also suggest the measures to strengthen the entire regulatory mechanism.
Today Supreme Court has ordered that and form a special committee for investigation. How this investigation will go on process and when they will submit their report?
See, today committee has been constituted, so now after the submission of the report only court will reach upon any conclusion, and we hope committee will definitely see the concern about the common investors.
Okay, let's slip into a quick break. On the other side, we'll get back to tracking the markets, many buzzing stocks. So we'll get you all the stock-specific action in just a while. Stay with us.